Good morning, Sandra. Well, thanks for having me. Yes, of course we can do it. Everyone else in the world, in the Western world, our peer nations are doing it. We are the outlier here. And why are they doing it? Because the same reasons we should. Number one, we know at this point, if you believe in the science says that the 99.97% of deaths in the U.S. are in people over 15. 99.9% are in people over 24. The hospitalization rate for influenza, according to the CDC, is much greater, quote unquote, than from COVID-19 for children. The JAMA pediatric study, 46 hospitals in North America, pediatric hospitals, quote, the risk of a critical illness from COVID-19 is far less than from seasonal influenza, unquote. There is virtually zero risk to children for getting something serious or dying from this disease. Anyone who thinks schools should be closed is not talking about the risk to children. That's factually true, and they should say that. It has nothing to do with the children's risk. Now let's talk about the risk to teachers. The teachers are, because this is probably the big fear here, obviously. The teachers, first of all, are a young population in the United States. K through 12 teachers, half of them are under 41, 82% are under 55. These are not high-risk age groups. We know this by now. And it's true that there are high-risk teachers, and those teachers should be able to believe in their social distancing and masks like they do for every other essential business when they go to the grocery store, for instance. They can teach using social distancing. And if they're still afraid, they can stay at home. There's no reason to lock up the children. I'd like to talk about the harms to the children. The harms to the children are never in the discussion for some bizarre reason.
You mean the harms if we don't send them back to school?
The harms to the children for closing schools. Excuse me. Thanks for correcting me. Yes, I mean, this is the biggest problem of all. Yet again, we're going to commit some severe public policy without regard for the harms of the policy. Children are not just learning from, first of all, long-distance learning is a failure. 50% drop in math ability, 30% drop in reading ability. Half the kids, or 20 to 50% of kids, don't even log on. This distance learning is not going to work. But besides that, the most important things that kids learn are other things like social interactions, like maturation, like learning to deal with groups, group conflict. You can't learn that on a computer. Moreover, the schools are where we learn that kids need a hearing aid.
But Dr. Atlas, to be clear, while you are saying how important it is to get kids back into school and do so safely, you are encouraging that CDC guidance be followed, that there's mask wearing, social distancing, and all of the precautions that they're recommending?
Not for children. That would be irrational. Children, it doesn't matter if children get the disease. They don't get sick from this. And the data shows that they do not significantly transmit to adults. And this is data.
But isn't the point to stop the spread? And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean, the science shows that mask wearing stops the spread of the disease. And don't we have a collective duty in this country to stop the spread?
There's no rational reason or science to say that children transmit the disease significantly. In fact, there's data to the contrary. You either believe in the science or you say you believe in the science and act contrary to science. The science says, and this is data from Iceland, Sweden, Switzerland, the Netherlands, France, the UK, Australia, Canada, Ireland, everywhere in Germany, everywhere in the Western world has shown that children do not transmit significantly to adults, even their own parents, and that teachers are not at higher risk of getting a disease like this disease from children. You either believe the science or not. You can't insist you believe in the science and then act contrary to science. And by the way, like I said, we are the only country not opening schools. This is absurd. I get thousands of emails.